Okay, let's untack this. Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
So we're diving into the material you sent over, all about this really interesting place in India. It's called the French Riviera of the East.
That's right, Pondicherry. Or, well, officially Puducherry now. It's a Union territory tucked away there on the southeast coast.
Yeah, Pondicherry.
Hmm.
And looking through these sources, our sort of mission here is to figure out what makes it so, unique.
Definitely.
My first impression, just flipping through, was how much that French colonial past is still, it feels alive there.
It really does.
Less like history in a book, more like, I don't know, the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
The clean lanes, the peaceful feel. They mentioned those old buildings.
Mm-hmm. And the sources confirm that. It was French until, what, 1954?
Yeah, 1954.
So that's not ancient history, and it's clearly, like you said, woven right into the town's fabric.
You can almost picture it from the descriptions, can't you? That coastal breeze, the serene coastline. Yeah. They talk about Promenade Beach, Paradise Beach, Orville Beach.
Yeah.
Saying they're like really clean and quiet, good for peaceful walks, meditation, sunsets.
Sounds genuinely tranquil, yeah. Not your typical crowded beach scene based on this.
Exactly, and you really see that history, apparently.
Yeah.
Especially in the White Town area they describe.
Ah, yes, with the bright yellow walls.
Yeah. Those and the colonial-style villas sitting right next to, like, modern French cafes.
It's quite the visual mix.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
And get this, the street names are often in both French and Tamil.
That linguistic layering is key. It explains why many locals, even today, speak French alongside Tamil and, of course, English.
Makes sense.
There's even still an active French consulate there, the notes say. It's a living blend, not just museum pieces.
And that blend, it shows up big time in the food, too.
Oh, definitely.
The material talks about finding fresh French baguettes and croissants right next door to South Indian doses and amazing seafood.
That fusion cooking. It mentions some specific spots, too, right?
It does. Le Café, which is apparently right by the sea, Café des Arts, and Baker Street.
Right.
Little places where you can taste that mix directly.
So it's not just the look and feel, it's the taste, too. But connecting this back, this unique blend, isn't just, about nice cafes or history. The sources also point to a pretty strong spiritual dimension.
Right, Oroville comes up, that experimental global township nearby, focused on human unity and sustainable living.
Exactly. And it draws people from all over the world. It's a huge international hub right there.
And then there's this Sri Aurobindo Ashram, presented as more of a quiet counterpoint, a place for meditation, spiritual growth.
So you have this fascinating mix. The colonial echoes, the vibrant Indian culture blending with French touches, and this deep spiritual current.
It all ties together. Which brings us to something that sources really highlight for you, the listener, especially if you're maybe, I don't know, working on your English.
Yeah, they make a strong case that Pondicherry is this uniquely supportive environment for language learners.
It's described as, like, remarkably calm, ideal for listening, practicing speaking, reading. Why do you think the sources emphasize that?
Well, it gets back to that mix we were talking about. You've got the multilingual locals, Tamil, French, English speakers interacting all the time.
Okay.
Plus, you have that constant stream of international visitors drawn by Auroville and the ashram.
Mm-hmm.
So the English you hear isn't just one type.
Ah, right. You're not just hearing, say, standard Indian English or standard British English. You're immersed in this global mix of accents.
Exactly. In a pretty relaxed setting, it seems you're absorbing all these different ways English is spoken globally.
Like a rich tapestry of sound.
Huh.
And the notes also mention there are plenty of quiet cafes and libraries.
Perfect spots for focus practice. If you want to sit down with a book or do some listening exercises without a lot of fuss.
Makes sense.
And just a couple more facts from the sources that really underline this. English is an official language there, alongside Tamil and French.
Okay, that's important.
And many schools apparently offer English medium education, often with global or international curricula. The whole environment sort of nudges you towards engaging with the language.
It really does sound like this captivating package. You've got the French charm, the deep South Indian roots, that spiritual layer, and then this unexpected bonus, this rich ecosystem for learning and connection.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? Something for you to mull over, perhaps. How does this layering, this unique blend of history and culture you find in a place like Pondicherry, how does it create such surprisingly fertile ground, not just for a different kind of travel, but maybe for new ways of learning and, forging connections today?
A great question to ponder.